And are we live? Yes, we are live. We are live. Welcome everyone to tonight's Prosperity Team Hangout, where we hang out every single Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, bringing you just nothing but pure value and bringing teaching you just basically what has worked for us and the leaders on the Prosperity Team. And we just want to share that information with you because we believe that if you really plug into training and if you really work on your mindset, which we're going to talk a little bit about tonight, that you literally can really transform your life. So before we get into the training and before I introduce our guest for tonight, I want to share a little bit about who I am, where I come from, just because there's probably several people on here that have never hung out here before with us, and they're probably like, who the hell is this person talking? So I'm just going to share a little snippet of my story, and then just, get right into the training with our special guest for tonight. So again, my name is Lisa Torres. I am the host of the Prosperity Team Hangout, and I have actually been online since 2008 when I got laid off from my job. I got those special release papers from jail that said that you are no longer needed. And so that was actually the best day of my life because I took that opportunity to really figure out what I was going to do moving forward with life. And I made the decision to make internet marketing my way of making a living, right? So when I got laid off, for the whole 2 years that I was collecting unemployment, I was able to replace my unemployment check, and I wasn't making a lot of money. I was only making a residual of $1,800 at the time, but it was a stepping stone to creating a six-figure income, which I was able to do. And so we just want you to know that everything and anything is possible when you put your mind to it and when you set your intentions to go out there and just make things happen for you and your family. Okay, and that's one of the reasons why we do these hangouts tonight, because our goal really here is to motivate you and empower you and inspire you to do bigger and better things. And so just because you get laid off, maybe if you're watching and you've gotten laid off recently, don't panic, because there's nothing really to panic about. It's really an opportunity, just like I had that opportunity to go out and reach for the stars, live my dreams, and create a lifestyle of freedom, which is something that I always dreamed of. And so fast forward to about 2 years ago. Well, actually, it's been a year and a half ago since I joined the system that we're using right now, and I was able to create over $100,000 in 1 year simply by implementing a lot of the things that we're going to talk about tonight, that our guest is going to talk about tonight. And so we want you to take the information and get your pen and papers ready to take down some serious notes and really, really, really think about applying it to your life and to your business, so that you can get, hopefully a transformation soon as well. But let me just throw a disclaimer out there. My results are not typical. David's results are not typical. A lot of the teams a lot of the people that you hear, that you see on our Wednesday nights hangouts, their results are not typical because we're not typical people. You've probably heard that saying over and over again before, but it's the absolute truth. The only way to create freedom in your life is to pretty much take action and fail forward. And so that's what we were able to do, and we want to share how we were able to do that with you. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and introduce our guest tonight, Mr. David Brown. He's one of the leaders on the Prosperity Team, and right now he's a 4-figure earner inside of our system alone. He's been a full-time entrepreneur for over 14 years, I believe it is now, or pretty much all his life, I believe, or a big majority of his years that he's been on this earth. He's just got the strong entrepreneurial spirit, and he's living in New York, upstate New York, with his 2 beautiful children and his new puppy who's only 2 years old. And I'm just going to go ahead and bring him out so he can basically share your story. We're going to get into the training. He's going to share some information with you. And again, get your paper and pad ready so that you can, your paper and your pen ready, excuse me, and so that you can take notes and ready to take action starting tonight. All right, so with that being said, David, welcome so much to the Hangout tonight.
Hey, Lisa, I appreciate you having me on. I'm excited to be a part of it. So I want to thank you for the opportunity, first and foremost.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so I'm excited. You know, I'm going to kind of get a little real and personal with you tonight. And first off, I'll tell you a little bit more about who I am. Again, my name's David Brown. I've been self-employed as an entrepreneur, living life on my terms and my terms alone for the past 14 years. I was in the restaurant business for a while in college, and then when my daughter was born, I realized I couldn't be in the restaurant business anymore. I wanted to spend more time with her. I didn't want, you know, the late hours, things like that. So I got involved into real estate, and particularly as a retail agent. So I was, you know, listing homes, buying homes, or working with buyers. Then I started doing retail real estate investment. So I was doing wholesaling. So right now I do a lot of real estate investing, a lot of wholesaling. I generate leads online, and I'm also an affiliate marketer and network marketer. Now, I don't like the term entrepreneur because some people have like negative connotations with it, right? I prefer the term investor, right? To use the term investor. I'm an investor, and it's a little mindset shift on how you look at yourself, right? I'm an investor because I invest in myself personally. I invest in real estate. I invest in businesses. I invest in products. I invest in opportunities. So I just like to it's like a little play on words. I like to use the term investor a little bit more than I do entrepreneur. So look at yourself as an investor, right? Because that's ultimately what you're doing. You're investing in other things, other people, first and foremost. So again, I'm an investor. I'm an affiliate marketer, network marketer. I've had a lot of success over the last couple of years, but I'm not quite where I want to be, right? But who is, right? We're never where we want to be. We always want to go further, grow further. We can never stop learning, never stop growing, never stop improving. I've been in Power Network for just about 2 years now. Again, I'd like to thank Lisa for having me. I'd also like to thank my sponsors, Josh Shanley and another sponsor of mine, Lawrence Tam, for introducing me into our company, which is an amazing company, right? Our mission is to empower people to improve their lives and their business, right? And for me, you know, that's what this is all about. So we're going to talk about a strategy that I learned from a fellow investor of mine and internet marketer. His name is Corey Boatwright, and he developed it and coined this term, the 3M formula, or what he calls the 3 M's of success. Now, you know, 6 years ago, I found myself basically broke and bankrupt. Right, my marriage was falling apart. I was in the real estate business full time, and then when the housing market collapsed, you know, my income collapsed. And not only was I doing real estate during, you know, right before the collapse happened, I was also doing equipment financing. So I was financing heavy machinery, you know, like $100,000 excavators and dump trucks and skid steers and things like that, to for bad credit customers. So on a $100,000 excavator, I would make 10 points on a deal, 10 grand, right? And so, but these people, my customers, were in construction. What do you think they were building? They were building housing. They were building housing starts. So when the economy collapsed and the housing market collapsed, not only did my real estate business fail, but my equipment financing business failed too, because no one was financing equipment anymore. So, you know, instead of getting down, right, you gotta dust yourself up, pick yourself up, and move on. And I've always been passionate about marketing and making money online. And so I began to learn affiliate marketing, right? In my real estate niche, there was a huge push on information products in and around real estate, flipping houses, things like that. So I got involved with that, and I started selling other people's products for commission. And it was a struggle at times, but then I met some really key mentors, a couple people in particular who've built multi-million-dollar businesses who I've learned from, who are amazing marketers, internet marketers who provide products and services for other real estate investors. So I learned a lot from them and started to develop some new skills to be able to be better at internet marketing and affiliate marketing. And before you know it, I started having success. Now a lot of people who get involved in this business in internet marketing, they think it's going to be a quick hit, and it doesn't work like that. It's like anything else. You need to invest some time and energy, get some new resources, some new skills to succeed, right? This isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. And so it took me a while, but then, with the right persistence and focus, I started to get results. And so we're going to talk about that a lot tonight, about the 3 steps that are going to help you transform your business as well. Now, the formula consists of 3 critical principles that any successful entrepreneur or marketer must possess to achieve success in life and business. And we're gonna get into a little bit about these 3 fundamentals, but they're necessary to overcome basically any difficulty that you have in life, or any challenges that you have in business. And when you apply them, they can absolutely transform your business and increase your rate of success. Now, I want to talk about this concept tonight. It's actually, right, Lisa, I wasn't even going to do this tonight. I was going to do a whole other topic on outsourcing. But over the past 2 months, I became very passionate about this topic, and I've really kind of thrown myself into mindset training. It's kind of become a passion over the last 2 months because of some personal things that I've dealt with, relationship-wise and other things the past 2 years. And over the last 2 months, I kind of got into a really emotionally, maybe I wouldn't say a dark place, but in a place that got me off track, right? And oftentimes when these things happen, we've all been there. Struggles, relationships, deaths in the family, what have you. And it really can hit home and really bring you down. And oftentimes we let our emotions, and our emotions with our thoughts, dominate our life, right? And so we become way too emotional and we become less logical when we need to be the opposite. So letting your emotions and your negative thoughts control your thinking will bring you down even further, right? When you think about crap, you get more crap. You become a crap magnet. And so you need to say, stop, Dave, right? You're losing focus. You're not on the path that you planned on. You're losing the focus of your goals, and you're slipping. And so you need to be able to catch those things so you can make a shift, recognize, and start improving. Because if you get hooked in your emotions and the negativity, you're going to get more of it, and it's going to bring you down and set you off course. And that's the last thing that you want to have happen. So we're going to go into some slides. Because the first M in the M formula is mindset. Now, a lot of you may be rolling your eyes right now, because we've all heard this before. Mindset training, but there's a reason.
Well, you know what, David? If they're rolling their eyes, well, that's probably if they're rolling their eyes and they're struggling, no wonder.
Right.
Because the most important thing in building any business is what? The mindset.
Correct. Now everyone can see the screen?
I could see the screen just fine, yep.
Okay, cool. All right, so the triple M formula for wealth and prosperity. Now, we've all heard about mindset before. We've all read books on mindset, but what I like to say is 99% of you have probably read about mindset, Think and Grow Rich, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, but you've probably just gone through the book or just gone through the audio without actually implementing the things that they tell you to implement, right? In a lot of those books, there's actually strategies and worksheets and things that you should be doing in your life on a day-to-day basis, things that you should be writing down, practicing. And most of you just go through it on the surface, and you're like, oh, yeah, that's great, we believe it, but you don't dig deep enough to really create the change. And that's what my focus has been the last 2 months, and that's why I wanted to share and make this the topic of tonight's hangout. So the conquering of oneself is the first and greatest of the victories of your life. Okay, you need to recognize your weaknesses, recognize your negative patterns and behavior, and change them, right? You need to know what you want and where you want to go. And that's when you conquer yourself. So grow your mind and you're going to grow your life. Mindset. Do not be conformed by the world, but instead be transformed by the renewing of your mind. We always need to be renewing our mind, implementing new strategies, refreshing ourselves, upgrading ourselves, reading new material, finding out new ways to do things, better ways to do things. Right? This is a changing business, a changing world, and we need to be able to adapt. Let me get rid of 1 second the inspector. There, that's better. So without the right mindset, there is no way that you can achieve any specific goal, right? Because if you don't believe that you can achieve a goal, or you're going to say that I can't do that, or you don't even see that that goal is possible, right? You're not in the right mindset. So how will you ever achieve it? Mindset is basically the foundation of being successful. It's all about the law of attraction, right? You believe and you'll succeed. You'll think and you'll grow rich. It's a time-tested strategy that goes back thousands of years. You know, it's The Secret, it's the Think and Grow Rich books, it's the Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. You know, you've heard all this before, like I said, but have you ever really worked it consistently, lived it day to day, eat and breathed it, right? You really need to focus and dig deep and make the changes necessary. And so we're going to get into how you can do that in a minute. So once your mindset changes, everything on the outside will change along with it. Because the results that you're getting on the outside are all due from what's on your inside. So you need to change your inside first before you can change what's going on outside. So here's a quote by T. Harv Eker. Whatever your results you're getting, be they rich or poor, good or bad, positive or negative, always remember that your outer world is simply a reflection of your inner world. If things aren't going well in your outer life, personally, business, whatever it is, it's because things aren't going well on your inner life. And it's really that simple. So I want you to imagine a fruit tree, okay? And the tree represents life. And on this tree are fruits, okay? And in our life, our fruits are called results. So we look at the fruits and we don't like them. The fruits aren't good enough. There's not enough fruit. The fruit's too small. The fruits don't taste good. On and on. You get the picture, right? So what do? Most of us put too much focus on the current results that we're getting, so we get the same thing. We get the same fruit. The reality is that our fruits are our subconscious belief system creates the fruits that we're getting. So how do we change that, right? We change it by focusing on what's, like I said before, what's inside of us, what's underneath the ground, right? What's underneath the ground is the roots. That's what creates the fruits, right? So what's invisible, it's what's invisible that creates what's visible. So if you want to change what you're getting money-wise, relationship-wise, material-wise, whatever it is, you have to change the roots first, right? You can't keep doing the same thing and getting the same results. You have to make a change. Something has to shift. So if you want to change the visible, you have to change the invisible. So in order to change tomorrow's fruits, right, we can all do this, right? There is nothing preordained for us to stay on a certain path, right? We can change at any moment, right? And we can change what we're getting today and improve and get something different tomorrow, something better, right? But in order to get better fruits tomorrow, we have to dig below the ground. And we have to dig pretty deep, right, to change some limiting beliefs maybe that we have, right? We have to dig deep to strengthen our roots. So having the wrong mindset, now just think about it in this way. Having the wrong mindset or no mindset is the equivalent of building a house on sand with walls of straw, right? What's going to happen? You know, the wind blows or the waves come crashing through, you know, the house is gone. So in order to build a business or a lifestyle for yourself that is described as successful, having the proper mindset is the same as building your house on a concrete foundation with brick walls, right? When you have the roots right, you ain't going nowhere, right? It's ingrained. You have a concrete foundation with brick walls. You have the proper mindset for success. Now, I'm not rich, okay? I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an investor, right? I've been doing this for a long time. I make a good living, right? But I'm not rich. I think that I'm rich because I have 2 beautiful children. I have time freedom, right? But there's a lot more that I want in life. More material things, a better future for my kids. Let's call it, a legacy, right? And so for me to get to that point that I want to have those things and actually make those things real, I need to work on my roots more, right? And so, it doesn't matter who's on this call or who's training these hangouts, whether they're 6-figure income or I'm telling you, they're not satisfied with where they are, right? And so that's why, as with the proper entrepreneurial mind and proper mindset, we can achieve whatever we want to achieve, and we can always improve. And I plan on having all those things that I just mentioned, the legacy, and that's why I'm focusing so much on mindset right now, for you in this hangout and for me personally. And I'm going to change, and let's change together. We often develop the wrong mindset through pre-programming or conditioning from our past, right? This is how we develop a wrong mindset. It's not something that we've, just personally have developed. It's kind of developed over time through the way we've lived, through our past, maybe through our parents and how they dealt with things. So I want you to, ask yourself 3 questions. What did you hear when you were young, let's say, about money or being successful, right? Or maybe what did you hear when you were young in terms of, how you were treated, or maybe how others treated you? Maybe they treated you negatively. Maybe you got picked on at school or bullied, right? These are all things that program you and condition you. What did you see when you were young? Okay? You kind of see where I'm going with this. What did you experience when you were young? Okay, these are all related to pre-programming and conditioning your current mindset, right? So if you don't believe that you can be successful, or that you've tried to be an entrepreneur or internet marketer and you haven't had any success, well, it's not the program that you're in, it's not the business that you're in, it's not your team leader, it's not any of that, right? It's inside of you. You have to look, you have to ask yourself these questions. You have to, like I said before, you have to dig deep and figure what those things are, and start working to removing those negative files, those pre-programmed files, and replacing them, reconditioning yourself with more positive thoughts, better belief systems. This is why it's so important, right, to have the right mindset. You need to remove that limiting programming and negative conditioning from your subconscious, and you need to reprogram your mind for success. This is the essential step in changing the results. Now, I'm going to get a little personal here, right? This kind of, maybe this is a little weird to share on a hangout, but I just got divorced in February, and part of the reason for my separation was something triggered all this, and I just was recently in another relationship that was a long-term relationship, long-distance relationship as well. That I was ready to make the ultimate sacrifice here, and what happened was my preconditioning, my programming from my past marriage, right, caused my current relationship to fail. Now, most people would just get all upset about that, right? I got emotional about it and was not thinking so logically, but then I took a pause. Right, and I realized I have some inner things that I need to work on, right? And so I recognized the fact that I had an issue. I wouldn't call it an issue, but I had some things I needed to change, right? So that was the first step. I recognized it, and then I started to work on it, right? The other thing, another example, I've been overweight probably for the past couple of years, like 25 pounds, 30 pounds overweight from where I wanted to be. I've always been athletic my entire life, played a lot of college sports, always thin, and I never had the I always try to lose weight by working out more, eating right, but it never stuck. I would always get off course, right? Well, why did I always get off course? Why couldn't I always stay focused on becoming healthier, getting back into shape, right? Because it was my programming, my mindset, right? So that's recently changed for me too. Like I'm running, 3 or 4 times a week, 3 miles a day, working out at the gym, right? It's all about just taking the right steps to change inside. And now I've dropped, like 20 pounds over the last 60 days. I'm lighter. I'm the lightest I've been since college. So this is all the things that mindset can do, right? Not just change your personal being, but your business, everything. If you just really dig deep and start focusing on creating the right entrepreneurial mindset, the right mindset to live your life better. Now, the secret here, this is from Paulo Coelho, The Alchemist. This is one of the best books I've ever read. I highly recommend it. I'm going to give you some other books that you should be reading at the end of the first M that we're talking about here, mindset. The secret is here in the present, the now, today. If you pay attention to the present, you can improve upon it. And if you improve upon the present, what comes later will also be better. So that's about just recognizing, today, what your faults are, improving on them. How can you improve upon what you did today to get better results tomorrow, right? This is, again, about changing the roots to get better fruits. All right, so how do we go about doing this? I mentioned this a little bit before. The first step is awareness, right? Do you complain a lot? Do you blame other people? Do you blame the business that you're in, the program, maybe your sponsor if you're in a network marketing company? Do you have negative thoughts about life, about where you are in life? Do you have negative thoughts about money? Maybe you think money is the root of all evil, right? Do some inventory on yourself and stop complaining, okay? Complaining is like pills for your subconscious, right? They're excuse pills. Stop it. Second thing is you need to understand, right? Understand why it is that you're complaining, right? We are all 100% responsible for where we are today. We're 100% responsible for all of our actions. So by understanding your way of thinking, you can recognize and take steps to fix it, right? To fix any negative patterns that you might have, to fix any associations that you have with, how that maybe you don't deserve to be successful or that you don't deserve to be rich. Disassociation is the next step. Your thoughts represent what you have learned or been conditioned to. We talked about that. They're not part of your anatomy, right? If you're broke, if you're listening to this somehow and you're homeless and living on the streets, right? This isn't part of your anatomy. It's not who you are. We all have a choice to be different, to be better, to be successful. Next step is to recondition, right? To rewire your subconscious and retrain your mind. Now, the steps that you can really take to do this, for me, it's reading more, right? Listening more, and associations more. So I mean associations meaning, surrounding yourself with people who are better than you, right? Getting on hangouts like this, reading books, listening to audio, self-improvement. A lot of us have done it, but if you really want to rewire your subconscious and break through from where you are today, I mean, you need to do this like daily consistent action on working on having the right mindset. So here's a quote from Napoleon Hill. "You are the master of your fate and the captain of your soul." Now, Napoleon Hill wrote Think and Grow Rich. All right, I've been listening to this audio. I have it on my iPhone every day when I run. And I end up running for about 20 minutes a day. All right, and on top of that, I've been reading for the second time Secrets of a Millionaire Mind. So if you've gone through some of these books before, go through them again. Keep reading them, right, until it becomes part of your new programming. Secrets of the Millionaire Mind is powerful. It's about money. right? And how you can, how we have bad money files ingrained in our subconscious and how we can improve those money files. So if you're not good with money or finances, right, you can't seem to, to save anything or something like that, you need to pick up this book. But more importantly, this book talks about reprogramming, changing, strengthening those roots on all levels, not just, when it comes in terms of money. Another book you should read is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Every successful business person, entrepreneur has absolutely read this book, not just once, probably a half dozen times. And there's a reason why they read it, right? There's a reason why everyone talks about mindset. Another one of my favorites is The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, another great book, and The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. So that's mindset, right? We've all heard about mindset before. I hope you enjoyed that little segment. A lot of this stuff that I got for these slides are directly from Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, Think and Grow Rich. Like I told you, I'm eating and breathing this stuff right now because I want to take myself from where I am to all kinds of new heights, and I want you to come with me for this ride. And so start reading these books, start developing a better mindset so you can grow. Now the second M that we're going to talk about tonight is marketing and mechanics. Okay, the M stands for marketing, but it also stands for mechanics. So mechanics is the duplication of actions and processes in order to achieve a specific result. And this is all based around systems. Okay, without the proper mechanics in place, a machine can't run. Right? I mean, think about a car. I mean, you need to have the engine set up properly for the car to run. Marketing too is another system, another mechanic that you need to have. It's the lifeblood of any business. It's a system that enables you to create, capture, and convert leads into sales. So marketing mechanics is something that you absolutely must have for your business. So again, a real business is just like a car engine, right? A car's engine was built to run continuously until two things happen. The car runs out of fuel or the ignition is turned off. In order for the engine to actually work, certain systems have to be designed and set in place so the parts of the engine can work together to correctly drive the car to its final destination. Now, every business needs systems in order to get to the desired destination of success. Now, these systems could be marketing systems. These systems could be data management systems. The point is, you need to have something in place. So for our business, for internet marketing, affiliate marketing, network marketing, and what we teach here inside of Empower Network, we have marketing and mechanics, and our system consists of a website or a blog to publish content and create video, lead capture pages to generate leads, right? An email marketing program to stay in touch with your leads and convert leads into sales, a system to generate traffic and visitors, right? So this could be solo ads, social media, video creation, right? Traffic equals leads, leads equals sales. This is our system. This is marketing. This is mechanics. Now, if you didn't have this part, right, and you're looking to develop a business, and you had the right mindset, right, you're never gonna make any money, right? You need to be able to plug into a system, right? Think about a franchise, a McDonald's franchise. You've heard about the McDonald's franchise before. I think it's $75,000 just to apply to get a McDonald's franchise. And even if they don't accept you, you lose that money. But when you do, they plug you into a system. They plug you into their mechanics that's proven, a proven model for success, right? So having the right mindset, having the right mechanics, and a proven model to follow will lead to what we're all ultimately want, is to make more money, right? That's why we're here. So a successful business or entrepreneur must have duplicatable systems for others to implement. It's all about working on your business and not in your business, right? So leveraging third-party systems is extremely powerful. Hiring someone to do a solo ad or help drive traffic for you is not working in your business, right? You're working on it. You're hiring someone else because they have a proven system to bring that traffic to you so you can generate more leads. It's all about systemizing everything that you do on a day-to-day basis, right? You need to get a website built, or you need content. You know, those are things you can systemize. You can outsource. You know, you go to Odesk, you know, Logo Nerds for logos and banners. Go to Fiverr to create backlinks and have someone do a video for you. You know, these are all systemizing your marketing, right? It's all about the mechanics. So that's the second M. And the recommended reading for this is The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss, right? This is about the new rich. This is exactly what Tim Ferriss does, right? And another part of this with systems, it's also about leveraging other people as a system as well. That's part of the mechanics here. It's being able to leverage other people to grow your business. That's part of working on your business and not in it. The E-Myth by Michael Gerber. I invited a lot of my list to this hangout who are in the real estate niche. And a lot of you I know have read The E-Myth by Michael Gerber. This is another great book. So 2 great recommendations that you should read. So the third concept, the third M here is money, right? So it's all about mindset, marketing and mechanics, and money, all right? And so the first 2, you get the first 2 right, you have your mindset right, and you have the right mechanics and the right marketing, the money's going to come. And the most successful people on this planet, the most successful business people, the people with the most money, right, they're not focused on the money. They're not. What they're focused on is how they can impact people. It's that simple, right? The more people they can impact through their mindset and through their marketing mechanics, the more money they're going to make. And how do they do this? Often they do it really simply by providing value and information, you know, to the masses, helping others succeed to achieve their goals, providing goods and services that people need, right? Think about how you can impact people on a large scale. I have a friend of mine. I used to do some website work a couple years back. And I have a friend of mine who just started getting involved. Well, he was always an entrepreneur. He had other businesses, but he got into the health and nutrition industry. And literally, he went from nothing in this business, knowing nothing, to focusing all his energy, learning everything that he could about healthy living, juicing in particular. And he grew his business the last 3 years like I've never seen before. I don't know if any of you know who Drew Canole is and Fit Life TV, and you know, he has Juice Up Your Life, but you can find him on social media. He's all over Facebook. And what he's done over the past 3 years is absolutely incredible. And he's a good friend of mine. I worked with him when he just started growing. And why he's been so successful over the past 3 years, and why he's grown at such an exponential rate, is because his main focus was to impact and transform 1 million people, right? To have them learn about juicing and eating right and nutrition. And he did this all through social media, right? So he provided an amazing amount of value information. He's helping other people achieve their goals. And at the same time, he's providing goods and services that people need and that people can use to become healthier. And so, you know, that's what you need to figure out. You know, how can you impact people on a large scale? So once you understand how to develop the proper mindset and you have the right marketing and mechanics in place, the money will come to you. So I'm going to wrap this up a little bit. I'm going to end with a couple other slides, just some things I want you to think about. For me, the #1 money principle that you should remember is your income can grow only to the extent that you do. Right? You always need to, if you want to grow your income, you always need to grow yourself. You always need to improve. So take the 3M formula seriously: mindset, marketing, and money. Fix your limiting beliefs. Strive to get smarter, stronger, and healthier, because when you feel healthier, right? And you're exercising, your endorphins kick in, you feel better, you feel like you can conquer the world. Implement and take massive action, right? Once you have your mindset right, start building a plan, implementing the right mechanics of marketing for your plan. And once you do that, you'll be amazed at how your life and business will change for the better. Now, I told you the last 2 months I've been like addicted to this stuff. I've dabbled in it before, but right now I'm addicted to it. It's become a passion of mine. And over the past 30 days, I've seen some amazing changes and things just become attracted into my life. And so it's, again, some of you might think this is hokey stuff, but it's absolutely true that if you just change your mindset and your conditioning, your belief system will change, and things will just start happening all around you. You might not see it at first, but if you pay close attention, you'll see those fruits will start changing. Failure will never overtake you if your determination to succeed is strong enough. That's by Og Mandino, the greatest salesman in the world. So one last thing I wanted to share with you. I put this last slide together like 2 minutes before the hangout went on, because one of my mentors shared a post from Entrepreneurial Magazine about how to develop an entrepreneurial mindset. And I thought this was kind of profound as far as focus, okay? Learn to focus your energy. This is probably the key element to developing the right mindset. And I'm going to read through you these key points. This characteristic is what I found to be the most important when it comes to entrepreneurial success. Once we have been awakened to the possibilities of success, we also realize how many other opportunities are abound. Right? There's opportunities all around us. It is easy to become scattered and distracted. I know this too well. I'm sure you do too. Successful people, though, develop the ability to focus and concentrate to maximize their resources and effort. Individuals who actively work to develop an entrepreneurial mindset are transformed, rarely resembling the person that they once were. I'm not the same person I was a year ago, 2 months ago, right? Because I'm constantly working on transforming and bettering myself, both mentally and physically. They are constantly educating themselves and gaining experience that will lead them to their goals and their desires. They truly understand the importance of acquiring greater skill sets, right? And inside of our program, we have all kinds of information to improve your skill sets, education, things to improve your mind. And this in turn gives you greater self-worth, right? Entrepreneurs, they live by the words, renewing their minds, always seeking information. Developing an entrepreneurial mindset is one of the best self-growth initiatives you can undertake. Who we are, what we think, our personal habits and beliefs absolutely determine the results that we get. You need to believe this. We and our businesses must challenge ourselves to overcome and change what's not working. And if we don't, we become irrelevant. So get the right mindset, get the right mechanics, and start making money. That's the end of the slides.
Amen. Thank you so much for sharing that, David. There's a couple of things that I actually want to point out before we close it for the night. And you said something that was really, truly profound. I really want to talk a little bit more, or I want you to talk a little bit more about this one line. And I actually posted it on my wall on Facebook because I know how powerful it is, but I kind of want to discuss I want to discuss it so that people could really understand how powerful this just one line is. And that was, it's what's invisible that creates the visible.
Yeah.
Let me repeat that. It's what's invisible that creates the visible. So let's talk a little bit more about that, David.
Well, I mean, what the invisible, like what's inside of you don't naturally see, right, Lisa? I mean, you only see what's in your outer world, what's always around you. So maybe you're driving a beater car, that's putting any money into, and it's breaking down on you, as an example. that's what you visualize. It's what you see.
Right, because for me, it's more like thoughts are things, right? Thoughts are basically things. If you can visualize something internally in your mind, right, then you can have it and you can make it visible, because it's the invisible that creates the visible, right? So if you think about something, like for example, let me see what can I use as an example. Okay, when I was broke and struggling, I pictured myself, and I'm going to actually show two examples. I pictured myself living in a 4 or 5 bedroom home in Atlanta, Georgia. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I didn't know, anything. All I know is that I saw it, and I visualized it internally, and I felt it. I used to close my eyes and kind of wonder what it felt like to actually live in a house, right? Because I never lived in a house before. I always lived in an apartment in New York, and so I never knew what it felt like to live in a house. And we used to come down to Atlanta and in North Carolina to visit, and we used to go house hunting, knowing that we couldn't afford to get a house, right, or anything like that, but we used to just go anyway, because we used to walk through the houses, the model homes, and visualize us just owning that and having that and living in that. And a few years later, here we are. So it's what's invisible that creates the visible. Second example is, let's take your story, for example. You wanted to lose, 20, 30 pounds. You visualize yourself in that space of being 30 pounds lighter. You went back, your mind went back, and you remembered what it was like to feel like that in your, maybe college years or younger years or whatever, and you started focusing on getting to that place again, and what happened? Now you're in that place. Right. Now you're in that space, right? So
yeah, that's part of, doing those things is what rewires you, right? Which because the invisible and the visible, it's a two-way street, right? So doing what you just said and visualizing things is rewiring what's invisible that's causing you to have the results that you currently have, which is not what you want. So you start visualizing and internalizing better results, a newer house in a newer location, living on the beach, driving a new car, whatever it is. You're reprogramming your mind to receive that. And you will. The universe will change. As long as you believe, the universe will oddly enough, change it on your behalf and in your favor.
Absolutely. I 100% agree that it's what's invisible that you can't actually see yet that actually creates the visible, but only when you work towards it.
Right.
You can think about something all day. You can think about that, that mini mansion or whatever it is, that Mercedes-Benz that you're, whatever, sending your kids to college, losing 50 pounds. You can visualize whatever it is, but if you don't work towards it, you can forget it.
Right. Right.
You can forget it. Yeah. And so I want to talk a little bit about that. The next thing I want to talk about is when you said, I'm not rich, right? And what I love about not being rich yet is the fact that I actually, when you said I'm not rich, I actually finished off the sentence in my mind. And the sentence went like this: I'm not rich, but I'm free. See, because you don't have to be rich to be happy.
Right.
Right? You don't have to be rich to be happy. I'm not rich either, but I'm happy because I have the things that I visualized just a year and a half ago, right, of getting from one place to the next, which was being broke, living in a tight 2-bedroom apartment with my family in the Bronx, to moving to Atlanta into a 5-bedroom home. Okay, mm-hmm. That was a stepping stone for me. Okay, so, and the fact that I don't have a job, right? I make money online 100%. We're like full-time entrepreneurs. We do this for a living. I can come and go as I please. I I don't care if I was living commission check to commission check. If that was the case, right? I'm still happy because guess what? All the bills are paid. I'm healthy. My family's healthy. I don't have a job, and I'm free.
Right.
I'm free to do whatever the hell I want. So you don't have to be rich to be happy, right? Yeah. So I finished it off. I'm not rich, but I'm free.
Right. See, it all depends on how you look at it. Someone might look at rich as being, materialistic and, how much money you got.
Most people do.
Yeah. And for me, I'm not rich in those terms yet. Like you said, I will be. That's why I'm focusing on my mindset. But I live a very rich life because I do have that time freedom. It's a big part of my why and who I am. My father passed away when I was a young age, when I was 3 years old. I never had a father figure really in my life. And, I have 2 kids, and my why is why I do what I do, why I'm not employable, is because I never want to have an excuse not to be able to spend time with my children. I don't want to have an excuse of why I'm missing my son's basketball practice or my daughter's dance recital or horse lesson. Right? If they want me there, I will always be there. And that's what keeps me going every day. There will never be a time where I will not be able to spend time with them. And because I didn't have that. And so I want to make sure that my kids always have me there no matter what, whenever, however, all the time.
Yep, because there's a lot of rich people, right, that they just don't have the freedom. Yeah. They don't have the freedom to do whatever they want. So you don't have to be rich to be happy. You just have to work.
An example of that, my buddy Randy was he was taking the Metro North to Manhattan, right, to go to the New York City car show. Guys, my kids are still up. You have to quiet. But going to Manhattan for New York City car show, and he stopped at a train stop. I forget the rural, or the town right outside of Manhattan. But some guy got on the train, dressed in Armani suit, the Rolex watch, and this was probably at 7 in the morning. And my buddy was just looking at it like, this guy probably has a half-hour commute to the train every day. Then he gets on the train and he has an hour commute into the city. And then he has to do the same thing in reverse after working an 8-10-hour day and whatever, probably on Wall Street, right? Yeah, he probably lives in a big mansion, has the great car, but when he gets home, he just goes to sleep and repeats the same thing every day. Yes, he has all these material things, but is he really living? And that's what my business partner said. He goes, I would not want that ever because I'm not living. I'm not. I would never be able to see my daughter having that routine, that schedule. Right?
Absolutely.
And we all have the power not to have to live that life, to live free. To live for ourselves, to do what we want, that we love, that we dream about.
Exactly. And in my opinion, for those people that are watching now, and for those people that will, catch the recording, if you could work towards getting your income, if you're trying to work from home, online, or whatever, and you're trying to create a certain amount of income, what I want you to do, here's your homework assignment for tonight, right? I want you to ask yourself, how much money do I have to make on a daily basis to be free from my job? That could be $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, whatever it is. Write that number down and then work towards that number. Don't work towards, I'm going to quit my job until I'm making $100,000 or $50,000 a month. No. You can quit your job when you've replaced your income. So what I want you to do is right now, I want you to write down what your freedom number would be, and then work towards that goal. Because once you hit that goal and all your bills are paid and you have food on the table and you're able to have a little extra spending money for fun, then guess what? Now you're rich because now you're free. And for me, that's being rich. Okay, rich for me is not the amount of money you make. Rich for me is having the freedom. So if you can create that freedom, which is what you're really looking for anyway, then that's how you do it. Write down that number, work towards getting to that number, work towards getting your residual income to that number, or your, whatever it is that you're trying to do. If you make your own products and services or whatever, work towards getting to that number, even if you're doing multiple streams of income. Work towards getting on that number, to that number, and then where you're consistently getting it at least for 6 months straight. Because if you can make it 6 months making that number, then you can go for another 6 months, another year, another 6 years, another 10 years, whatever it is. Okay? So that's your homework assignment for tonight. So the next thing, I want to congratulate you, first of all, David, for losing the weight. Okay, because I know, I've been there, done that. I know what that's like. So congratulations, and just keep going with that, on that journey. That's awesome.
Yeah, well, when your physical body's right, your mental state is right too. I mean, they're one and the same.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. So you got to work on them simultaneously, and I know it's a challenge, but utilizing the training that David shared with you tonight, hopefully you'll be able to manage both in your life. And systemizing the business, most people are intimidated by learning. Okay, most people are intimidated by learning because all they want to do is make up excuses as to why they can't do this and why they can't do that, because they're working full time and they get home late and they got to feed the kids and the family or whatever, and clean the dish, wash the dishes, and do laundry, and all these things that get in the way of you actually sitting down just a few hours a day. And even if you have to wake up an hour early, go to bed an hour later, do something in your lunch break at work, whatever it is, if you're working that full-time job, but get into the mindset and to learning how to systematize your business. Because once you develop a system and you have that system working for you, then once you start to master your system, your daily habits, when I say system, I'm talking about not just the mechanical side, but actually your daily habits of what you're doing every day consistently, that's what's going to, help you create that freedom that you're looking for as well. And then focus on people and the money will follow. When you focus on people and helping people, the money will follow, right? So that's all I have for tonight. David, do you want to add anything else before we close out?
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree with you more on those final thoughts.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for hanging out with us tonight. We hope you enjoyed the training that we gave you tonight. Again, we are here every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time. I'm a little tongue-tied. Let's do that again. Every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So be sure to check us out next week for another awesome training. We'll see you then. Take care.
Thanks, Lisa. Good night.
Thank you.